Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Uchenna Ahanotu, the educational psychologist, on a mission to help every child maximize his or her potential, no matter the challenge. What could be causing a child to perform poorly in school despite apparent ability and adequate instruction? Guess what? He could be suffering from a learning disability. So in this video, we are going to discuss what a learning disability is and what it is not, so that we could find out if it's what could be causing the child's performance. So let's get right into it. Learning disability is a disability caused by genetic or neurological factors that affect one or more cognitive processes related to learning. So it's a disability that is genetic, is neurological, and it affects only learning. Okay, right? So I want us to know that first of all, it is a genetic disability, which means it is usually inherited from a parent or a long distance relation. So a child doesn't just develop it, is in the lineage. That's where it comes from. And then it is neurological. It affects the neurons in the brain. So it cannot be cured, it cannot be overgrown. This is a cause for concern because you cannot just say with time the child will overgrow it. But with adequate intervention and instruction, it can be overcome. The challenges that come with it can be overcome, but it lasts a lifetime. Okay, then it affects only the cognitive processes required for learning. This means that in every other aspect the child is normal, the child is okay, the child is okay. He behaviorally, psychologically, he is okay. It's just that learning aspect in the classroom. That is why learning disability is usually detected when a child starts school, when he starts performing so poorly. You know that it is a learning disability. And it brings us to what it's not. So a learning disability is not a learning problem caused by vision or a hearing impairment. So if a child cannot see the board very well or cannot hear very well, it doesn't mean that he is learning disabled. The causes of the problem should be treated. If it's a vision, get him glasses. If it's hearing impairment, get him a hearing aid and it will be solved. It is not also an intellectual disability or what we normally know as mental retardation. Mental retardation is a very low IQ, intelligent quotient, but a learning disabled child is average, and most times they have a higher IQ than the normal child. So a child with a learning disability is normal in every way, performs even very well in some subjects, but then in other subjects he doesn't perform well. He is not mentally retarded. He talks well, he speaks well, he eats well. Alright? Then it is not a learning deficit caused by social or economic disadvantages. Some religions forbid their children from going to school, so when they come in contact with those that went to school, they are usually behind. Then some families do not have money to send their kids to school, so because of that they are behind their peers. So once you rule out these factors, you know that this child started school on time, he is gaining, he's learning what others are learning, he's not disadvantaged in any way, then you know it is not that it could be a learning disability. All right, so once these factors have been ruled out: impairment, retardation, and disadvantages, and the child still performs poorly, then it could be a learning disability. Okay, so these are the common types of specific learning disability. Remember that is a disability that affects cognitive processes. So if the cognitive process that helps in reading or language is affected, then the child is suffering from dyslexia. If the cognitive process involved for numbers and mathematics is affected, the child will suffer from dyscalculia. If the uh, if the if it affects handwriting and motor skills, when you see a child that cannot write very well, writes up and writes down, cannot hold a pencil, cannot hold little things, then is suffering from dysgraphia. When it affects movement and coordination, it is dysprasia. And once it affects accurately processing information, then the child is suffering from auditory and processing disorders. So these are the common types of specific learning disabilities: dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, dysprasia, and auditory and visual processing disorders. All right. So in the classroom, when you see a child that is maybe in reading, she's far behind, it could be this. If it's in mathematics that she goes blank, it could be dyscalculia. If it's in handwriting, it could be dysgraphia and all that. So the aim of this video actually is to show us the different types of learning disabilities so that you can identify what is this child really struggling with, why is he or she performing low, and then to let us know that early detection is the key to overcoming this disability. Why do I say that? Once you find out that your child is having a struggle with this, when you start early to address it, it could help him to overcome it. So it is important to pay attention to your child's developmental milestones. When you see that he or she is lagging behind in any stage, then it's time to raise an alarm to know, wow, why is this child? Other kids are doing this. Why is he not doing this? So you have to pay attention to your child's developmental milestones and know when he or she is significantly lagging behind. Some children can be fast, some can be slow, but when the difference is so much, then you should get him evaluated to help him. And when you get him evaluated, all learning disabled kids qualify for special education, which is just an education tailored to meet their needs, and its purpose is to identify their weaknesses and provide support to help them succeed while building on their strengths too. So once you help him to identify his weakness, if it is in English, if it's in maths, if it's in handwriting, whatever area, if it's in processing, whatever area it is, you now provide him with the support he needs and he will surely succeed. Okay. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's what learning disability is. um, when your child is significantly below average and you have ruled out what it is not, then it is time to really get him evaluated so that you can provide support to help him overcome and succeed at school. If you need information or help in any way, just reach out to me in my social media platforms. I'll be so glad to help. So in the next video, we'll be discussing dyslexia and dyscalculia, which are the two main common types of learning disabilities found in our classrooms. We'll look at tips, how to identify it, and tips to really help these kids succeed. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so that you will receive notifications when more videos. Thanks for watching. Thanks. God bless. See you in the next